it real quick. I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
That straight laced. Woo!
All right, Coach. Back to back, 2 trophies. Go ahead and lead us off.
Wow. I am speechless. I'm so proud of these players for what they've been able to do. We had an opening team meeting this year, and we talked about the last year was over. This is a new football team, and if we were gonna win it, we were gonna earn it. That we weren't protecting a damn thing. We were gonna go earn something, and we weren't trying to sit on our heels and try and protect success. We were trying to build it. And I either believe you're growing or you're dying. And we didn't want to just protect it. We didn't want to protect something. We wanted to earn something. And the way these guys bought in together, their attitudes, their work ethic, I wasn't always real popular putting them in pads and pushing them the way I did. But I tell you what, they answered the call, and I couldn't be more proud of this football team. I couldn't be more proud of these guys. We had a lot of injuries. A lot of new people had to step up. But as the season went on, I keep saying the teams that are going to win something are the teams that are playing their best at the end of the year. Our goal was not to win the championship. That was not our opening meeting goal. Our opening goal was, I don't know how good we can be, but let's make sure we're as good as we can be. And let's just keep getting better every week. And the goal of this football team was 1-0. And I was asked from the media yesterday, I mean, what in the world, how have you done it? How have you gone 20-3? And this was our team meeting before the game today. I said, we didn't try and go 23. We tried to win one game at a time. And every time we've taken the field, we just try and win one game. And that's how we were going to win this game, one play at a time. There were going to be highs, there were going to be lows, but I'm just really proud of the way that these guys came together, the way they competed, and the things that they were able to get done. A compliment to Pittsburgh, to Coach Horton, the job they've done to be in this game. So many coaches. I want to thank Fox. I want to thank Eric Shanks. I want to thank Daryl Johnson. Just for giving us the opportunity to be part of a spring football league. Without them, we're not here celebrating this. And so I'm certainly appreciative and very grateful to the people that gave us the opportunity to be here today, to watch these players grow, to watch them come together, and to watch them go out there and excel on the field. And it's a blessed day.
Sir.
Coach, is that an NFL quarterback next to you?
Yes, sir.
I mean, as I say, I think the guy he's as good as I've been around, and I've been around a lot of NFL quarterbacks. His talents, his abilities, but I think just his growth mentally. He knows where everybody on the field is. I made this comment earlier. I count on him. I haven't crowned him that title, and I don't want to say this in front of him because he'll be too hard to live with, but he's like my offensive coordinator. I mean, we work together. We talk through things. He did change one of my plays today that really upset me, but I think he's really talented. And yes, I do believe that he is capable of being an NFL quarterback without a doubt.
And Coach, you are actually 21-3. So,
I was 20-3 when I was asked the question before the game.
I almost corrected you, but I didn't want to change
Close. It was close.
Joe Runner from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Deon, it's been a minute since you were here in Pittsburgh. Do you think a game like this will open some eyes, maybe get you back in the NFL? And what's the journey been like for you the last few years?
Really just trying to, just keep going, keeping my best foot forward. I was blessed with the opportunity to have the chance to come back to the USFL and showcase my talent. So, I was just blessed, just talking with Coach Skip and Zach Potter just to, figure out the right plan for me to how to help this football team win. And they plugged me in the right way, embraced me, and just let me, shine the best way I could. And I'm just grateful, to have the opportunity to have these guys behind me to help me lead the way and have confidence in me to go out there and play every Saturday and Sunday the best way I can.
Coach, besides talking about your offense, you were facing against the #1 defense in the league, and you've only given up 202 yards Just talk about the job your defensive coordinator, Thomas, did tonight and throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I thought our defense, I wasn't very happy with the way they allowed Pittsburgh to control the ball early, really, which is why I went for it on a 4th down early, because I was afraid it was going to be 9 minutes before I got the ball back. I don't know what we averaged per play tonight, but I think it was pretty good, because we certainly didn't have many plays and we didn't have many opportunities with the football. What our defense did do was they bent, but they didn't break. We didn't give up a touchdown, and it's been kind of a mindset we've had all year that we got to get better in the red zone. We got to improve in the red zone. We blitzed. We blitzed and went man one time, and the quarterback scrambled for 20. It was like, get back in zone. You know what I mean? Just get back in zone, keep the ball in front of us, and don't give up the big play. Because when we got beat early, we gave up a lot of big plays. And that was the thing that I think our defense did a phenomenal job tonight. The ultimate goal was points, and they held them to 12 points. But as an offensive coach, I was frustrated because I just wanted the stinking ball back so we could call more offensive plays, because I figured if we could get enough opportunities, we could score points. But we just didn't get many opportunities tonight. And like I said, it's a testament to our defense, the job they did. They kept the ball in front of them. They made them earn it. And I'm really proud of John Chavis. This is, you can't sit here without and hoist that trophy without having a really solid defense. But I guess we now answered the question, does defense win championships or does offense win games? And so when it comes down to one game, offense wins games, but I was proud of our defense, really proud. Those guys have done a great job. The D-line, the way they just keep pounding every day and getting better, and that's been our battle cry. We got to keep getting better. We got to keep improving, and these guys have done that. But really proud of our defense and what they were able to do. I said in my pregame interview, the difference in this game isn't going to be our offense versus our defense. The difference in this game is going to be their offense versus our defense. And our defense won that battle, and that's why we're standing here hoisting the trophy.
Coach, incredible balance again tonight by your offense, 25 passes, 23 rushes. Last year in the championship game, it was 28 passes, 25 rushes. So is that something you preach going into big games or any game? And talk about how important that balance was against a defense like the Maulers. Yeah,
I think balance is key. I know not everybody agrees with me. Sometimes when I call a run play, I know sometimes not everybody agrees with me, but
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but I think balance is really important. And really, we came out in this game and said we want to spread them out. We're going to run it like a 2-minute drill. They pretty much sold out to stop the pass. And they were bailing everybody, running with verticals, sinking everybody out. And so when we came back out at halftime, it was like, you know what, we're going to get a running game going. And they were all playing the pass, and we started hammering the run. And I thought C.J. Marable and Ricky Person did a great job running the ball, making people miss, breaking tackles, pushing forward for hard extra yards. But I also think that's what opened some things up to get one-on-one coverage to throw the ball down the field later in the game, which created a couple huge scoring plays for us to help us win.
Thanks, Coach. RJ?
Alex, I've asked you a version of this question. I'm going to ask again, given the playoff atmosphere. Why is the game slowing down for you, especially in the last 6 to 7 weeks of this season?
I think it's there's a lot of aspects. I think it could be from the discipline that I have. I tell everybody this and they kind of laugh. The way I eat is it's hard. It's discipline, and it takes crazy effort and mental discipline to do that. And I think it's helped me in every aspect of my life. It allows me to think, it allows me to focus more, and just make sure I'm doing what I have to do to prepare for each game. And I think it's comfortability with the offense, with Coach Skip, with everything. And I won't say with Deon, the chemistry that we've created with the guys is you can't
It's crazy.
You can't make it up.
Crazy.
You see it. It's Jace comes to me and say, look, man, when I run a corner, this guy's beating me to the corner. Let's go. Point me. Do this. Do that. Deon does the same. Davion does the same. Pet does the same. And it's just you can't. Everything is slowing down. Kyle Slaughter, Jalen Morton on the sideline. Just when the nickel's outside, they're playing this 4-trap look, and they give you 2 backside every time. It's things. The people play for each other, and it helps everybody on the field. And I would never be able to sit here and say I did anything alone. And I'm slowing something down. People are helping me. Everyone helps everybody, and I think that's why we've went 21-3. And it starts at the top, and the leadership group has done an excellent job in making sure everybody's on the same page. And I mean, I can't say enough to the teammates that have helped me get to where I'm at.
Coach Ace with the USFL Network. You have one of the youngest GMs I've ever heard of in football. Someone, Zach Potter, who RJ recently called one of the best kept secrets in football.
Daggy boys.
With a season with this many injuries and going and getting back-to-back championships, how much do you attribute that to putting this team together with a young, smart football mind like that?
Yeah, I think, well, hey, let me start with this. I loved your article, RJ. I'm really upset you wrote it because now everybody's finding out about that guy. I kind of liked him where he was, just right where we are. You know what? I had an opportunity to hire, a year ago it was a personnel director, and I had an opportunity to hire a personnel director. Everybody got one. And I talked to Brian Woods, and Brian said, I said, Brian, everybody's hiring pro scouts, retired pro scouts that have evaluated personnel. I said, do you know of anybody? He said, I got a young kid in my office. And I said, well, tell him to call me and I'll talk to him. And I talked to him, and I just was really impressed with him. I mean, I was really impressed with him. I hired him. I said, what the heck? I've never coached in a professional football game, and he's never been a GM. You know what? It's not like I'm some guru experience guy to say that you don't deserve this job. I think everybody that has made it has gotten an opportunity, and I think the world of them. Zach and I work. I bet he and I talk 35 times a day. The guy's, I think he's a hard worker. He's diligent. He's very knowledgeable. He works so hard at it. I mean, he's the only guy that I can call at 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up because he'll answer, you know what I mean? And he'll work early morning till late night. And he's really good at what he does, and he's very knowledgeable about personnel. And I think I'd love to keep him, but I also know that he and I are at different ends of our career. You know what I mean? He's on that roller coaster going up. I've about hit the bottom, you know what I mean? So I love him. I'd love to keep him, but I'm certainly, just like I've told Alex, Deon, I hope they all get that opportunity. I hope they all get that opportunity. They deserve it. They've earned it. I hope they all get it. I don't want to see any of them go. I'd love to have them all back. But that's all part of this league. That's why we do it. And that's why I say a football team has a life expectancy of 1 year, especially in this league, because a lot of these guys are going to get the opportunities to go move on. And I'm going to cheer like crazy for them. You know what? I'm going to cheer like crazy for them and hope they make it big.
Alex, Peter Holland, Corey, FYU grad, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Just from week 1 to tonight, what would you say was like the most challenging part about the whole experience for you and for the rest of the team?
Well, I think the most challenging part was probably just week in and week out focusing on the goal ahead of us. We could have easily said at many times, well, we won last year, or we won last game, or we're doing this, we're doing that, or the defense didn't play good, or the offense didn't play good. I think I keep going back to it. It's the camaraderie that we have it just pushes any doubt, any challenge or anything we have. So, I mean, we approach every week as a new challenge, and whatever challenge we had last week was not a factor in this week's game. So it was just a 1-0 mindset, and we never thought about challenges. We never thought about the future. We never thought about the past. It was, how do we win this game? How do we score one more point than this team? And we did that, 11 times? 10 times?
10.
10 out of 12?
10 out of 12. 10 out of 12. I think that's where, I mentioned it earlier, he mentioned it, Deon will talk about it. The bottom line is the players bought into it. That's why it worked. A lot of people say 1-0, but these players bought into it. And that's why it worked. And really, when you come up for air, you're like, wow, 10-2. Pretty special when having the opportunity to hoist that.
Coach, as we came down in the waning moments of the game, your family was there on the sideline, including your father, legendary Coach Skip Holtz. Can you talk about that bond that football has between you and your father and
You know-
how great that is?
Yeah, I mean, he raised me for 18 years at home. He's the same guy that disciplined me when I was little. Probably where some of my one-liners come from. Probably where some of those come from. But I coached with him for 10 years. And what a unique bond, really, the 18 years of growing up. It's amazing how I get older, how much smarter my dad becomes. You know what I mean? It's amazing. But he's brilliant. He's brilliant. It was great to have him here. I'm just very, very glad he was able to be here. My daughter flew in from Seattle. My son flew in from Houston. My son flew in from Orlando. So to have all three of my children, my wife, my dad, and this happens to be the 3-year anniversary of my mother's passing today. And so it's been an emotional day for me, for sure. But how awesome was it to have everybody together?
Blessing, Coach.
On my way in here, I saw a tweet from Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodford who said, shout out to back-to-back champs and celebration of Stallions. Join us for a parade from Protective Stadium to City Hall this Sunday. I was just wondering if y'all could comment on the league. You have only been in the city for 2 years, but just the relationship between this organization, Stallions organization, and the city and people of Birmingham.
Parade?
Yeah.
It's
Ooh.
It's been awesome. The people have been phenomenal. The number of people wearing Stallion shirts, Stallion hats, the number of texts I got, not just from people in Birmingham, but people all over the country that are following and supporting this team is a real testament to the USFL and Fox and the way that they're doing this whole thing. Mayor Woodfin's been unbelievable. Everybody in the city has been great. The home crowd last weekend was absolutely phenomenal. Last year, we didn't have the opportunity to close the season out. And so I know one of the things Mayor Woodfin wanted to do was some form of celebration with the city while the players are still here. And we'll land tomorrow and have an opportunity to go do that. But I think Birmingham has been what an unbelievable match, as big as football is in the South, as big as it is in the state of Alabama. High school football, college football, and now the state of Alabama has a professional football team, and they are supporting it, and it's been awesome to see and to be a part of.
Next question. Coach, in
Hell yeah.
Alex went down early
Heck
in the
yeah.
season.
Oh, but I wanted a blue one.
Came in, you guys went on to win a championship, and then this season, Jamar went down early, Alex steps in, you win a championship. How do you overcome losing your starting quarterback early on in back-to-back seasons and still win a championship?
I feel like we've had two starting quarterbacks. I mean, when they were both healthy, I played them both. And I think they both deserve to play. And this is not a knock. I love Jalen Morton, our backup quarterback right now. But right now there's a big difference between where he is right now and where Alex is. Last year I felt like I had two really talented quarterbacks. They both needed to play a role. They both earned a role. They both deserved a role, and they're both playing at a high enough level. It was kind of ironic in the championship game here last year. Jamar goes down in the game and Alex comes in and wins a football game in the second half. I just think they were both very, very talented. It's been great to watch Alex's growth. Jamar had a little jump on him a year ago, and that he had a 4-year jump on the offense because he was in it for 4 years in college. But then this year, the testament to Alex and the way that he learned this offense, the way that he worked in the offseason, the shape he came in, the way he was throwing the ball, I think he's playing as well as he's playing as well as any quarterback I've been around. He reminds me, some of what he's doing reminds me a lot of when I was around Jeff Driscoll. And I look at how long Jeff's been in the league now, and when you asked me the question you did, I certainly think he's in that category.
Go ahead, sir. Coach Holtz, it was great to hear you start off talking about what I think most of us would recognize as the process, right?
Yes.
So obviously the process is huge in Alabama. Can you talk a little bit about Saban's influence on being in Alabama, on the philosophy of selling the process to your athletes? And then for Alex, too, one of the coaches that I think many of us are fans of course, is Pete Carroll, and sort of heard a lot of Pete Carroll and some of the things that you talked about. If you could also just kind of address your learning under Pete Carroll. Thanks.
I'll just say quickly, I haven't had a lot of conversations with Coach Saban, but obviously he has built a dynasty in college football with what he's done, and will go down as one of not just one of the most successful college football coaches, but will go down as one of the best football coaches. I think he's unbelievable at what he does. To have the discipline to do it year in and year out, I think has been unbelievable. I think college football at an elite level, he is branded in Alabama. And people look at that program as greatness. And it's a real testament to him and the job he does to have the drive that he does every year to continue to be as good as he is. I think he's a brilliant football coach. He's a great man. And he's done unbelievable things for football in the state of Alabama.
Coach Carroll, he just taught me you don't need to be somebody else to play football. You know, he's always himself. I don't even know how old he is. He's old, older guy, but he's himself, and he does his job at the highest level. And we come into a team meeting and he'd play some video that's like, why are we playing this? But it was just hilarious, and everybody laughed and everybody's joking around. But when it's time to play football, everybody gets locked in. But you still have that fun side. You still have the personality. And I think that when I act like myself, I play at the highest level. And when I try to not, I try to hide it. I try to do something else. And I'm not me. I'm not acting like myself. And I don't play it at the level I want to. And that he really taught me just be yourself, because that's how you play your best.
Deon, it dawns on me that that's the MVP trophy in front of you for his game, dog. So I'm gonna ask you, one, does it feel to be the MVP of the USFL Championship game? And two, is it better than winning a national championship in Clemson?
Well, you had to take it there. But I mean, honestly, it's just it's a blessing to obviously be honored this trophy. But I couldn't do it without my teammates or my coaches and stuff like that. I just had to make the plays, but couldn't do it without the O-line blocking, quarterback making the throws and trusting me and stuff. So the work was put in. It just needed to be done. So like I said, it's a lot of hard work, tears, blood, sweat, and tears behind this trophy. But like I said, I couldn't do it without my teammates and stuff like that. And I can't put it up there with that because I won a national championship in my city. So that's a different feeling. I won it in Tampa in 2017. So, but it's better when you get the MVP. But it's up there, though. It's still a blessing, though, to be here.
I was going to say Tampa Bay, yes, sir.
Crib.
Florida connection always comes back.
No doubt.
Let's go to the video monitor. Oscar, you got your hand raised. Why don't you go ahead and say something.
Hola, Oscar. Hola.
Hello, Coach. Deon, congratulations. Alex, thanks to you. For the three of you, if you have the opportunity to make the cover of the magazine of the newspaper of tomorrow, what words you put on the cover? Thanks so much, Coach. Thanks so much, Deon.
That's a good question.
What kind of season? Gracias. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Ooh, that is a great question.
That's a great question.
Gracias, Oscar. We appreciate your question. I am going to allow these two guys to go first.
I don't like this.
You know what? For me, back to back. I think back to back. I think what these guys did is special, and I think the whole article could be about what these guys accomplished. But it is rare air to be able to win 2 championships back to back in professional sports. It is rare air. And I think what these guys did is really special, and I think back to back says it all. Y'all's turn.
Oh, here we go. I'm up. 3 words. 4, if you count one of them. Turtle.
Oh, my God.
On a fence post.
Oh, my gosh.
That's it. That's all it needs to be said.
Sheesh. What could I say?
You could say.
Shout out to Coach Jones. Got her.
That's an insider.
Got her.
That's an insider.
Well, gentlemen, I think that about wraps it up, and I'll just sit there and say that it's an honor to have the 2023 USFL champion Birmingham Stallions, along with the league MVP Alex McGough, the championship game MVP Deon Cain, and the coach of the year Skip Holtz.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
I appreciate going now. Oh, 3 hours.